Hey there, Pisces. It's time for your weekly horoscope for the coming 7 days. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com. Or, of course, you may also just simply follow the links below. And if you'd like to go deeper and you want to see what's going on in the grander scheme of things, you might want to check out the incoming wave videos. I put one out every weekend. And you can check that out by going to my main channel page, clicking on my avatar beneath this video, or opening the down bar below and following the links to the incoming wave playlist. So what's happening when it comes to this week? Well, this week is overlit by the Death card, upright, as in the archetypal theme that will be continuous, or underlying throughout everything. And what I'm getting with this is that there is a lot of wrapping up of stories that ultimately have maybe been carried on for far too long. And with the Death card, this is feeling as though it's not necessarily like a quit, but it is a surrender. Now, I feel like this is a very liberating surrender as well, going on in a lot of areas in our life. When we talk about death of the undying, we're talking about things that, we know either should end or are past their prime, right? Remember, the Death card is never a surprise and it's never untimely in the tarot deck. This is something where we are seeing the collapse, the dismantling, and the dissolvement of that which does not work, and is showing evidence of never becoming more than it is in the present. This is making room for the new. This is clearing out the stagnant, the circular, the looping, and the repetitive. This is a very freeing energy, but I do feel in a lot of ways there could be a sense of grief with this surrender, because it is ultimately a card of acceptance as well, not necessarily the acceptance of something as personal as, say, like a defeat, but acceptance of something going as far as it can go, and where we need to be making some necessary shifts to liberate ourselves from some kind of entanglement or entrapment that is inhibiting our growth. Once the Death card comes into full swing, the replacement or the new immediately gets to work for you. So make sure that you are not spending too much time bargaining, haggling, or negotiating this to delay itself. It is serving. In fact, as we get to the material concerns when it comes to wealth, your personal finances, your work, your career, we have the Four of Swords, and it's upright. And we do see this break going on, or a transition away, a very death-like break from an existing norm. Now, with this Four of Swords, I am actually seeing the recovery of something that has been buried, or the recovery of maybe resources, or the healing or rejuvenation, the resuscitation of something that has been suffering under all of this mess, all of this clutter. Because with the Death card, we can also be removing things that are suffocating us, removing the weeds that are choking the flowers in the garden, so to speak. And with the Four of Swords, there is a healing, a convalescence that is occurring in your material affairs. Now, this could be recovery of funds. This could be recovery of opportunities, possibly projects, roles, job opportunities that have suffered due to constant distractions or high maintenance, other issues and obligations causing it to suffer, essentially being choked by the weeds. We have this freedom now coming in. We have a break from the noise, the excess, the distracting and detracting. A lot of you may find that the Four of Swords is going to be healing that which you may already have on a back burner somewhere, up on a high-up shelf somewhere, something that you forced to wait in the cupboard somewhere. And it does feel like this is now going to get its chance. I look at the woman lying on the, on the Four of Swords, and she's still embracing a sword while putting the other three behind her as she focuses on her healing. There is a huge shift in where the priorities and the support go. This is a chance again for recovery, but also at the same time, the lightening of the load. As we get on to the social aspect or the communication zone, friends and relatives, well, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. And there's no other way to say this. The phrase just popped in, so Spirit was just like, somebody is failing for the last time. And I feel like with the Knight of Wands in reverse, this could actually be an issue with a friend or a relative that ultimately is not going to be able to see through something that we are already embarked upon with them. Whether we've taken a chance on them by letting them be an addition to our entourage, or maybe some kind of big project, big go-ahead, or possibly this person is, failing in a sense to do their own due diligence, or they are doing something that is compromising our own work or the highest interest of all concerned. The Knight of Wands in reverse is ultimately creating a rather serious problem, and I feel like the problem is them. It has to do with the characters, the cast of characters, the actors you're bringing into the show. It has to do with the personalities that are at work with whatever's going on with this family situation, this friendship group, this move, whatever is going there. And unfortunately with the Death card, it does indicate that, yeah, it's almost like someone has failed for the last time. Somebody has proven themselves maybe ineligible to be a part of this with you, or perhaps we have to scrap them or scrap the business we deal with them to finally move on to something better, again, following the lead of that Death card. As we get to the emotional side of things, we talk about romance, we talk about love, partnerships, commitments. We've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And there is kind of a bittersweetness coming through this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I am seeing that it's strange. It's almost like a brilliant epiphany that could also have, again, a bit of a bitter taste for love. And this has to do with coming to the awareness or coming to the acceptance of something being done wrong, something being done incorrectly. Some of you may be having to, accept that perhaps the type of relationship that we are trying to build is not right for the two of us. It has nothing to do with who we are as people. But are we paying attention? Is this relationship, or if it's a new thing, a new partnership, our end game goal, is it something that resonates with our core true selves, or are we maybe doing something out of habit, doing something out of compulsion? Are we maybe just copying adopted values that have nothing to do with who we are? The Eight of Pentacles is indicating there is a liberation here, but because it's reversed, it has to do with giving up on something that is a flawed work in progress. Some of you may actually, especially if you are in a fresher romantic situation or a newer situation, be starting over with the same person you're already with. And for some of you who are currently in existing relationships, you guys may be actually deciding to scrap or abandon something that maybe we've only been pursuing out of either insecurity or ego in favor of something that is actually much more authentic to us, our family, and our true selves, as opposed to doing something that we think we should do or that every couple should do. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.